Today marks 30 years since the then Ciskei Defence Force opened fire on about 80,000 people who marched to the Bhisho Stadium demanding democratic reform in the former homeland. When the guns quietened down, 29 people were dead, one of whom was a soldier of the Ciskei Defence Force. More than 200 people were injured. Doris Hlekani was only 19 years at the time when she was part of the march. A bullet hit her in the back, changing her life forever. Since then, she's been using a walking stick to get around. SABC News reporter Abongile Jantjies spoke to her as the day is marked in Bhisho.
The 7th of September still brings pain to the victims and the people who were part of the march to Bhisho in 1992, where they were marching for the freedom that we are enjoying to them. Some amongst the 200 who were injured during that protest and march say that they are still living with permanent scars. Some of them are now disabled since that day, and they are recounting that day and saying that it just brings them pain, as some of the people they were amongst died and some of them are still living in poor conditions and appalling conditions. They've been calling for issues such as housing, but not all of them have received. With me, I do have Mama Doris, who is permanently disabled due to that massacre. Mama, thanks a lot for your time, and we're here today for this commemoration, this yearly commemoration. What does this day bring to you?
It being back a very painful memory. Our starting point was from Victoria Grounds in King Williamstown, way back in 1992, 7th of September. We were peaceful marchers from King Williamstown up to here, Bhisho. Little did we know that there were people, that is soldiers, that were waiting for us here. When we just entered the premises, right near those robots, we've heard the noise. To me, since it was my first time to be next to a bullet, it was like a cricket to me. 5 minutes later, I found myself lying down on my face.
Were you shot? Where were you shot?
I was shot at the back, at the fourth lumbar. As a result, I'm paralyzed since that day. I'm working with this device. Actually, I used to have two walking sticks, but in 1994 I recovered. Then I had to use this, and this is my life.
Do you still enjoy any pain?
Oh yes, even last night when it is cold, when it is cloudy, I'm the first person to say at home it's gonna rain. The rain, I can feel it with this body of mine, a crippled body.
Do you count yourself as lucky to have survived the massacre, where you're amongst the 200 people who were injured? You are living now permanently disabled, but for you to have survived, how does that make you feel?
Yes, indeed, I count myself lucky. How I so wish that now that we survived, we had permanent shelters to stay. How I so wish that our children were taken care of, but not in our government. They are not paid for. We don't have houses. We're still waiting for the houses. We once asked for a village right here, right around this place called a Bhisho Massacre village. That has not happened yet. Now I've got two mixed feelings. I'm happy I'm alive, but the way I'm surviving is not the way I expected.
Thanks a lot for your time, Mom, and all the best for today.
Thank you.
Well, that was Doris, a survivor of the Bhisho Massacre, saying that she still feels the pain physically of the Bhisho Massacre, even though it's 3 decades on. But she's lucky, she's counting herself as lucky to have not died and not be amongst the 28 people who were marching here that died on that fateful day. Back to you in studio.